Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here, sharing tools, tips, and techniques on how to grow your business and career. Today we're going to talk about what kind of communicator are you. So in this particular video, we're only going to talk about two different ways to communicate. And one is to be a transactional communicator, and the other is to be an informative communicator. Now, if we're giving advice about the kind of communicator that's really going to work in order to promote you forward, move you forward, get you in a state of actually having an exchange of information, we would rather see you as an informative communicator. So here's some examples of how this looks. If you are a transactional communicator, you're actually just giving information. Let me give you an example of what a transactional communicator looks like. Say I want an update on a project, and this could be if you work at a company and you work on a big project, or you're even you've been hired by a client and you've been asked to work on a really big project, and then they ask you for updates and status. And so it's a simple question. I'll come up and I'll give them updates and information. So if I'm a transactional communicator, I'll tell them, you asked me for information, and here's the information I'm giving you. Here's the budget information, here's the timeline information, here's the benchmarks and the deliverables, how far we've gone. Here's all the information you need. Now, this is all well and good. Here's where we set ourselves apart. You can also be an informative communicator. And in that sense, I can ask you the same question. Can you give me a status update on where we are in this project? Now, I'll also give you, as an informative communicator, I'll give you, this is the status, these are the updates, this is the budget, these are the timelines, these are the deliverables, this is how far we've gotten. Then I'm going to add, here's my take on where we are. Here's where I think we can improve. Here's where we've been on the budget and where I think we could do better. Here's where we are in deliverables and how I think we can do better. Here's what I think we should do if we move people around. We might get better progress. So you can see. I had a client, and I've recently been working with a client who told me this exact scenario, and he said, well, I've been told by my supervisor I need to communicate better and I need to take a leadership role. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to show up in a leadership capacity when I'm communicating. They ask me for status updates and I tell them status updates. What more am I supposed to do? So here, this is the example. You could just transactionally give people information that they asked for, or you can give people information and then give them your professional opinion about what else you think they should know. This sets apart the difference between just being an employee or just being somebody who shows up on a project and doing what you're told, and somebody who shows up a little bit bigger, somebody who goes the extra mile, and certainly somebody who believes that they add value by giving not just an update, but also their take on how the update is looking and how much they can adjust or pivot in order to get better results. Who am I going to hire? Option number 2. Who would I prefer to work with on my projects? Option number 2. I want active people who are going to give me their take because they're in the trenches and they're working. And if I'm asking for an update, I don't just want to know, here are the numbers. I also want to know, if you're running the project, tell me what's going on. How could things be better? You're the one out there who knows. It'd be great if you could share that information with me. So part of the coaching process here with my client was helping him to understand there's more to it than just giving an update. An update can be, here's where we are, and here's where I think we should be, and here's how I think we should get there. Now, it doesn't matter if your supervisor or the person asking for the update says, I thank you for your feedback, but I'm not going to use it, right? The habit that we want to build is explaining to people that we have value to add. Because anybody who wants to move forward in this world, if you want to move forward with a client, if you want to leave a better impression with your clients, if you want to move forward in your career, this is about up-leveling the way you communicate. And the best way to do that is to understand that you're giving a piece of yourself when they ask you to show up for this work. And so the bigger message is not just what do I have to say, but what do I think is going on? And how can I add value to the project by providing more than just what they asked for? You can certainly decide if there's a project that you even feel that remotely involved with. You may have projects where you're like, I just don't want to show up. I'm just going to give these updates and that's all I need to do. That's all I can do right now. And all of that's fine. Those are your personal choices. But sometimes you'll end up on a project or you'll get a client and you're really excited to be working with them. And in that case, if you've been asked, how can you level up? Or if you've been told, I expected more from you, making a slight adjustment in your communication style and taking a pivot by starting to create more information and letting them know where you add value besides just keeping things on target and on schedule, lets these decision makers know that there's more for you. And in addition, they may not be able to receive that information, but it allows you to show up. How am I showing up? How am I showing up in these projects? And when I stand back and ask myself, this is the biggest one, the feedback that everybody comes back to me with and says, I don't understand what they mean by telling me I need to be more strategic, or I don't understand what they mean by telling me I need to be more of a leader. This is the first area where we work. How are you communicating? Are you just giving the basics and just barely showing up? Or are you showing up and letting them know how you add value besides just what they're asking for? Let me just recap really quick what we're talking about here. One, you can be a transactional communicator, one who just gives the information that they're asking for, or you can be an informative communicator, one who gives the information and then also adds your take on how things can improve or how things can pivot or change. And you're adding more. This is value added. If you have any comments or you have any questions or you have any examples of times where you've up-leveled your communication and it actually worked, feel free to share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear more. I'd love to get in a conversation. I'd like to hear other people, how they've changed the way they've shown up, and in particular, how their communication style really helped them up-level and understand what it means to take charge of a situation or show people what you're really made of. Again, thank you for following me. Make sure to click the follow button. Make sure to click the bell. Make sure to click like on the video if you really liked it. I'd love to hear your comments. And yeah, stay tuned and thanks.